Hi everyone, and welcome back to Lily's Readings. Today we're going to do a general reading for all the water zodiac signs. This is a general love reading. So let's see what we have for you guys. Spirit guides and angels, what do the water zodiac signs need to know about their love? What do they need to know? One more. What do they need to know? Oh, I'm going to take the one that flipped over and put the rest back. So here we have is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So could be that you guys are looking for your soulmate, but you're looking for him in the wrong people. Maybe what you're so used to, maybe your soulmate is actually going to be someone different this time around. Here we have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Oof, this does not sound right. Someone is definitely going through something. Wedding, for those of you, you might be, this situation involves a marriage. So for those of you, there might be a proposal, or it's just saying that you guys are moving in the right direction. Here we have his chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So there's definitely a pull. There's a reason why you guys are in each other's life, whether it be love or for a reason, a season. There's something that you need to learn. You need to, pay attention with in this relationship. So let's see where we go with the tarot. Spirit guides and angels, tell the people that are watching what they need to know about their person in love. What do they need to know about their person? And I feel like with these 4 cards, it's the way Spirit keeps lighting them up to me. I think that what Spirit is telling me is that these 4 cards are 4 different love stories. So take what is for you and leave the rest for someone else who needs it. What do these people need to know? What do they need to know about their loved one? That's too many. What do they need to know? One more time, please. What do they need to know? Oh, there we go. All right. I do have 2 cards that fell out together where like one is just like a hidden card, and I'll get to that in a minute. But this one is telling you to keep an open mind, because when you are not with an open mind, it's like your person has definitely, your soulmate has a hoodie on. Your soulmate that you're searching for, you can't see him. You can't see your person because they're completely different from what you're expecting. They might like the nightlife. They are just kind of moving along in this world, not being seen, not being heard, and it is making it very, very hard for you guys to find each other. So you're gonna have to, I don't know, it's kind of date people outside your circle that you're used to. Because once you do that, this person is going to remove their hood. They're going to show themselves to you because now you are in their line of sight. So here we have is the unrequited love, and it feels like this is something that has been going on for a while for most of you. There's not enough love, attraction, or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Why? Is because what you're not seeing is this is a narcissist. A devil can be anything really, but my feeling is towards the narcissist behavior. It's toxicity, it is self-sabotage, and it's once we can figure out what is going on within this relationship, we can finally move on. So this is kind of like a 2-for-1 where Spirit is telling you it's time for you to start out and do a new adventure, right? It's time for you to start, living and start taking more risk. So here, and it doesn't feel like it's a reversal either. If it came out in reverse, I would definitely give it to you, because in reverse, I'd be like, girl or guy, or, what are you doing? Because it's like you're taking one too many risks that is leading you back to the devil. But for me, it's almost like, because I do ask for advice when this comes out, is spirit is definitely telling you it's time for you to get back out there in the dating game. It's time for you to start, you know, going after something that is completely different, because what you're used to here, or what keeps dragging you back here, is, you know, what you're used to, you know. And I know I just said that, but it felt like it was right to say it. It's like some of you keep going back to the same person, the same, you know, type of relationship that just leads to toxicity, where spirit is like, no, you keep going back to that, but we keep showing you that it's time for you to move on. So here we have is a lot of you are, you know, this is something that could be unrevealed in the future, because it's moving towards a wedding, but you might not see it right now because it doesn't feel like it, right? So we're asking, what is there to know about your person? And I know, like, it might not make any sense, but it's, how does your person know? They don't know yet. They're not seeing that yet. You might, but they don't see that, because the moon speaks of confusion. The moon speaks of, you know, hidden secrets, or the moon speaks of blockages where two people that were meant to definitely be are trying to, you know, find their way back to each other. So this can be, you know, maybe someone is in a different country, or maybe they're in a different place, and they can just feel it. And I feel like with that solution, they could be calling for marriage too as well, where I do want you to be a little bit careful, because a lot of, you know, a lot of you that are like, well, oh my God, if, you know, I marry someone from the another country to bring them over, you know, there's a big hole that we can fall down, because is it really love? You know, and I'm just putting the energy out there. I'm not telling you what to do, but I do feel like this is one of those cases where you're just gonna have to figure it out. It's two souls that are meant to meet each other, but they are at a far distance from each other, which you could literally feel like you're drowning because you don't know how to make it work. This is something that you're not seeing, and I do want to go further with this one, so I am gonna pull a little bit more cards to see why this is here. Spirit guides and angels, tell us about their person. Give us a little bit more when it comes to the moon. Give us a little bit more. So you're already got a download of information, or you're already figuring something out with the high priestess. You know, you're having an awakening, or you might be seeing this in your dream, or, you know, spirit is trying to help you out with this, but it's like a return. So for a lot of you, it's like maybe you're giving this person an ultimatum. Hey, we either get married or we move on. But it seems like a returning situation where you are finding yourself, you know, not backed up against the wall, but you keep returning to a situation that is not changing, which is where you're finding the blockages that are here. So that vast majority of you that, you know, could be a love situation that is overseas. The other part of you, of all of you, that other percentage of all of you, it's like you might be giving someone an ultimatum, as in, I want marriage, I want to move forward with this. Okay, so we are going to pull some advice when it comes to that, to see what spirit is trying to tell you. But for, you know, moving on to the next card, we have that chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and oh my God, we have the Queen of Wands, where there's definitely an attraction. There's a spark there. There is passion there. There's happiness. There is just, she's on a high. You know, my cards are not gender specific. I say she because I'm looking at a woman here. But, I mean, she's on her element, and she is having the time of her life. Now, let's see where the advice is. The spirit guides and angels, what is the advice that you give? What is the advice that you give? I feel like this card goes here. Sorry, I was gonna pull another one here before I moved on, and then the card flipped over, and I just feel like it needed to be here. I feel like there's so much more to the story where it kind of feels like it could be, for most of you, you could have Gemini, because I'm getting like an ear, or an ear sign, because that's what the feeling that I'm feeling is, just a bit of confusion where I keep talking in circles when it comes to this one. And I will get to that in a minute, just so I can give you the advice that you need to know. But for the first pile, as we come through, you have the Seven of Wands. They're telling you what Spirit is giving you in advice. And I always say is, like, sometimes when our head is going crazy or our heart is going crazy, it's kind of sit down and meditate, envision a bubble over yourself, just kind of shut the world out so you can start listening to your gut, listen to your intuition, go with what your intuition is telling you. And I think that is definitely going to lead you to where you're manifesting the perfect one. Now, in your other pile here, it's taking, taking risks, going out, starting a new adventure. Queen of Cups is, right now might be an emotional time for you, and what they're telling you is that you are going to find clarity. You will know what to do. It's kind of like you're asking the universe for some type of clarification, and a lot of you might find that clarification within meditation. You might find it when you're taking a shower. It's kind of shutting out the world, as the first card that I had given to you. It's she's seeking answers, and the answers that she's actually seeking are the answers that come from within her. So it's more listen to yourself, and sometimes you can't do that when you're going through, a toxic relationship. But I think that you already know what you need to do. Some of you just might be afraid, but it is time to move on and find that clarity, because you have such a beautiful heart. May it be man, woman, they, them. You have an amazing heart that leads you into your emotions, and this is why you sometimes feel like you are stuck in the relationship that you're in, is because you keep giving in. So Spirit is telling you now is the time to start to move on. Now, here is back to the wedding scenario, where it's like maybe you've given them an ultimatum. Maybe, actually maybe some of you are already been married and you're finding that this is not working for you. You're not trusting. Something had happened in the past and you might have let this person go, but you also didn't heal because you're still reminiscing of all these flipped over cups, all these empty cups. You're looking into the left, which is the past, but you're not seeing that this person is trying to build with you. You're not seeing that this person is giving you the love. It's almost like misery loves company. So whoever this is, I'm very interested to see. So please reach out to me if this does resonate with you. But what Spirit is telling you is you have an option. You can sit there and dwell on what happened in the past, or learn from it, learn to forgive and accept it, not for that person, but learn to accept it for yourself, because you deserve better. And how much more better than to learn what you learned out of this and move on. Easier said than done, but are you going to go another 12 years, another 3 years living with this pain and guilt of something that you might not even cause? So Spirit is telling you, you can sit there and keep reminiscing about the past, but your future doesn't move forward. And I feel like that it's a harsh thing to say, but it is also reality. Now let's move on to this chemistry of a spark. There is something that is going on with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, we always say, is like the gossip card. So there's a lot of chemistry. You're having fun. You're living on top of, your highest peak of your moment, but there's also gossip out there. So a lot of you, I do want you to be careful, because this could be a third party situation where you are allowing yourself to have fun. You're young. You only live once. Why not? But eventually it's going to get back to the person that it needs to get back to. And this is where the blow up is going to happen. So just be careful. Others of you, if you're out there just having fun doing you and you have no strings attached, then, be careful as well. Make sure that you are, being safe while you're doing what you're doing out there. But other than that, have fun. Be you. All right, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed my messages, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.